This is the answer. I don't know how real this is, but this can be a real thing with technology, right? In the future of the world, with women opting out reproductive rights, the right to abort your child, with immigration being an issue in America and majorities becoming minorities, losing the country where is a minority rule situation. Ideas like this can become reality to bring babies in this world, minus the woman. Um, it's crazy. It kind of make me think about the movie Avatar, right? How do we live forever, right? How do you take the conscious and put it into like like all your memories, right? They take everything that makes you you and put it in a drive and take that drive from that point on. When they bring this thing up online, it becomes you with all your past memories, and then it becomes you in a sense because all the new memories take you a different directions based on the experiences of the being that your memories was put in. With that being, we could go outer space because one of the issues with outer space is like even being in on a space station too long, like losing your bone density and muscle mass because you're not using your muscles, right? Being up there in gravity with no gravity, rather, and, just the time it takes to get out of our solar system to a planet thousands of light years away. Just think about what we would have to become to realistically have to travel. You think about us making space stations and stuff like that, where we got gravity and all the different designs, and then people would have to live, have kids, and live off limited resources and stuff like that to try to get to somewhere, even the closest solar system, right? It'd be next to impossible. So now we come up with things where we trying to bend time and space to as though we don't actually travel. We bend it in this here and there and we're there. That make any sense, right? So like this is real interesting seeing things like this, right? Um, but it kind of let me bring it back a little bit. But when you think about like the state of affairs now and birth rates and stuff like that. And this is an alternative, a real life alternative. And you know how many babies could be mass produced at this sense? You know how much sperm a man can carry and how much he can reproduce based on how many bots they could make? This is the real thing. It's next to cloning. So this is something that's really real, man. I saw another video with the Tesla robot, right? I don't know if y'all familiar with the Enuma Elish, right? The Sumerian tablets where it talks about the Gigi and the Anunnaki coming down and finding the planet, eating resources or whatever, and them working here mining for gold, starting in South America into the Levant or whatever. And, the fact that they needed workers, right? And they took the primates that was here, the hominins that was here, and blended our DNA and changed our DNA so they could reproduce and made slaves to mine for the gold and stuff like that. And so forth. You have humanity according to the Sumerian tablets. It kind of blends into the Torah as well when you get into Bereshit and it talks about the creation and all those things. Is real interesting. I'm gonna dive into that with some deep thought in the future. But and long story short, the humans became slaves. That's hence us serving God and all these different things, right? And when I saw the the little skit or whatever, it had the Tesla robot sitting at the desk working for the guy while he's doing everything. And the robot got up and went to sit down and recharge himself. Then he like plugged them back up. He plugged them from to the wall back to his seat so he could finish doing the work for him. And it goes back into what I just said about like what is life, right? What is it really is. Like we are like biological computers in my opinion. And when you look at everything and how we work when it comes to how we process information, we download it, we got our software and hardware. Now, the way we act is based on our software, and that could depend on the circumstances of our environment, right? But that's the same thing with these computers and all this AI and stuff like that. It learns us by all the different things we search. It can never be us exactly, but it can get close to us. You know what I'm saying? And even though it probably can't love or have feelings, but it understands it based on all the things that we search every day, right? So like it becomes alive in a sense in its own form of fashion, right? And that's kind of what we were, of something that was made from something else. It don't matter what religion you are, it's the same thing. It's just a biological version of what we're doing now. Um, it's weird because it's funny seeing something like this, and I think the next thing is us blending the two together to go to the next step. Because I do believe that the Most High made the heavens or Shemayim. They made that for us. It is so many topics when it comes to things like this. It just sparks my imagination. Um, just think about it, right? When you read your Bible and they talk about the Nephilim, right? And them looking upon the daughters of man and finding them fair and laying with them and having offspring. We understand the way DNA works, right? You can't two things with two separate DNAs cannot reproduce. And if it's like I think what is a horse and a donkey give you a mural, but they can't it's sterile so it can't reproduce. But like they had kids and reproduced, and those kids was able to have kids. So that says something about them having the same DNA. It's just so much that we don't understand about our human history, who we really are. And the funny thing about it is, I think we're doing the same thing now that was done to us, and maybe we are some advanced version of something else. And now, in a way that the creators that made us a certain type of way, so we could be a certain type of way, which was more advanced in certain ways with limitations. The same way how we are making things that's advanced with limitations. I just think it's awesome. I'm done yapping. Let's finish watching. Crazy stuff. And at some point, in order for this to happen, you have to have a human. You can't like do this without the male sperm. I don't know how far along we are with cloning and all these different things, but you got to have a man. And I'm pretty sure like it's a way to make um I don't know what you call it, the sack that the baby's in, minus the woman. Not to say she's not important, but like just the but the weird thing about that is like, cause you get half of your mom genes and half of your dad genes. How does this work minus a mom in real life? Like if we was really trying to go this direction with surrogates. Man, it's interesting stuff, man. I'm gonna keep my ear to the ground because I want to see where we're going with technology, especially with Elon Musk creating those robots that you could buy for 20, $30,000. And imagine if it's like a car. You could get one of those for 5 years and pay 300 something dollars a month, and you got one of those to help you out in your house. So, and even remember, we were just talking about the stuff that we search, and that's how the internet knows how AI learns us by the things we ask it. So now, to a certain degree, that thing is linked into something. There is a backdoor. There is a Trojan horse. To as though now it's learning more about us and interacting with us. It could um put a face to the things that we're asking it. Let's see what happens, man. This is crazy. We're moving in a crazy direction, man. Yada mean, yada mean. Yo, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Gym Mafia Podcast, the Yada Mean Podcast, for better or worse, big homie talk, bringing it to the table, needles and wild bill, my 2 cents. Yeah.